Swadikap, good evening from Bangkok, Thailand. The Television Pool of Thailand brings you the live transmission of the Royal Merit Making Ceremony for the royal remains of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารนีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา to be held at Piman Rattaya Throne Hall within the ground of the Grand Palace, Bangkok. For people in Thailand, you can watch this program narrated in English if your television set has a dual language system, or via the website prwe.prd.go.th and the Facebook NBT World. My name is Captain Dr. Yongyut Mayalab, and I shall be the narrator in the English language for this live telecast. Today, we have seen the live transmission early on of the ceremony to convey the royal remains of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati from Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital to Thai Red Cross Society to the Grand Palace. This was followed by the royal ablution ceremony for the royal remains at the Piman Rattaya Throne Hall within the Grand Palace. And according to the Bureau of the Royal Household's announcement on the 12th of June 2026, Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารนีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา became unconscious due to a cardiac condition and was admitted for medical treatment at Chulalongkorn Hospital, Thai Red Cross Society on the 14th of December 2022. Since the 21st of May 2026, Her Royal Highness experienced a deterioration in her condition due to an infection in the abdominal cavity resulting from inflammation of the colon. Her blood pressure became low, her heart developed arrhythmia, and abnormalities occurred in the coagulation of her blood. Although the medical team extended treatment with the utmost care and to the fullest extent of their abilities, Her Royal Highness' condition progressively worsened. Subsequently, on Thursday, the 11th of June 2026, at 1948 hours, Her Royal Highness passed away peacefully at Chulalongkorn Hospital, Thai Red Cross Society, at the age of 47. His Majesty the King has graciously commanded the Bureau of the Royal Household to arrange the funeral rites and render the highest royal honors in accordance with royal tradition. The remains will lie in state at Pratinang Piman Rattaya or Piman Rattaya Throne Hall within the Grand Palace. So we have seen the conveying of the royal remains from the hospital to the Grand Palace with the Thai people dressed in black awaiting to pay their last respect to the royal remains of Her Royal Highness during this afternoon. Now, in the view is the Piman Rattaya Throne Hall, situated to the south of Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall, and is connected to it by the Mukrasan. His Majesty King Puttayot Phajulalok the Great, or King Rama I, graciously commanded its construction at the same time as Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall. It served as the royal residence of the king on occasions when he resided within this group of royal residences. At times, this throne hall was also used as the residence of senior female members of the royal family upon royal command. During the reign of King Rama II, Her Royal Highness Princess Gormalwang Thepwadi, a daughter of King Rama I, was graciously permitted to reside here. During the reign of King Rama V, Her Royal Highness Princess Sudarat Rajaprayun was graciously permitted to reside at this throne hall when her former residence was dismantled for the construction of the Chakri Mahaprasad Throne Hall Group. And subsequently, this throne hall became the venue for the royal pollution ceremonies of the royal remains of kings, queens, royal consorts, and numerous senior members of the royal family in successive reigns. And here we can see the royal urn of the royal remains of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารินีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา In connection with the royal funeral rites of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati, royal command was graciously granted for her remains to lie in state here, and this marks the first time in the history of the Thai royal court that such an honor has been accorded. Pratinang Piman Rattaya, situated to the south of Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall, within the western section of the Mahamuntian group, inside the Grand Palace complex. Their Majesties the King and Queen have now entered the hall of the Piman Rattaya Throne Hall. Majesties the King and Queen have now taken their royal seats. Members of the royal family are now taking up their positions, followed by high-ranking officials. At this moment, 11 monks from among the total of 47, corresponding to the age of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati, are seated at the monk seats.
Kodesha ฝ่าละอองธุลีพระบาทปกเกล้าปกกระหม่อมประกาศสถาปนาพระเกียรติยศพระบาทสมเด็จพระปรเมนทรรามาธิบดีศรีสินธรมหาวชิราลงกรณ์พระวชิรเกล้าเจ้าอยู่หัวมีพระบรมราชโองการโปรดเกล้าโปรดกระหม่อมให้ประกาศว่าโดยที่ทรงพระอนุสรณ์ถึงสมเด็จพระเจ้าลูกเธอเจ้าฟ้าพัชรกิติยาภานเรนทิราเทพยวดีกรมหลวงราชสารินีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดาซึ่งสิ้นพระชนม์เมื่อวันพฤหัสบดีที่ 11 มิถุนายน พุทธศักราช 2569 ว่าเป็นพระราชธิดาพระองค์ใหญ่ผู้เปี่ยมด้วยพระจริยวัตรอันงดงามได้ทรงปฏิบัติพระกรณียกิจด้วยพระวิริยะอุตสาหะและพระกตัญญูกตเวทิตาฉลองพระเดชพระคุณเป็นที่ไว้วางพระราชหฤทัยก่อให้เกิดประโยชน์แก่บ้านเมืองเป็นที่ประจักษ์แก่ตาแก่ใจของมหาชนทั่วไปทุกคนทุกแห่งทรงอุทิศพระองค์ปฏิบัติพระกรณียกิจนานับประการทั้งในด้านกระบวนการยุติธรรมการสาธารณกุศลการคุ้มครองสิทธิมนุษยชนการพัฒนาคุณภาพชีวิตผู้ด้อยโอกาสและการต่างประเทศทรงดำรงตำแหน่งเอกอัครราชทูตวิสามัญผู้มีอำนาจเต็มประจำสาธารณรัฐออสเตรียทรงรับปฏิบัติงานที่คณะทูตถาวรแห่งประเทศไทยประจำองค์การสหประชาชาติณนครนิวยอร์กทรงรับราชการในตำแหน่งอัยการผู้เชี่ยวชาญสำนักงานอัยการสูงสุดทรงดำรงตำแหน่งประธานกรรมการมูลนิธิอาสาเพื่อนพึ่งพายามยากสภากาชาดไทยมูลนิธิพัชรสุธาคชานุรักษ์ในพระบรมราชูปถัมภ์ มูลนิธิภูบดินทร์ในพระบรมราชูปถัมภ์และมูลนิธิราชทัณฑ์ปันสุขทำความดีเพื่อชาติศาสตร์กษัตริย์ในพระบรมราชูปถัมภ์ตลอดจนรับเป็นพระราชภาระในการดูแลทุกสุขของประสบนิกรเป็นอเนกปริยายเมื่อเสด็จสิ้นพระชนเป็นเหตุให้พระองค์และประชาชนทุกหมู่เหล่าอาลัยระลึกถึงเป็นอันมากทรงพระราชดำริว่าสมเด็จพระเจ้าลูกเธอพระองค์นั้นทรงพระเกียรติคุณเป็นที่เชิดชูแห่งพระราชวงศ์ควรได้รับพระเกียรติยศใหญ่ยิ่งโดยอนุโลมตามประวัติราชประเพณีจึงมีพระบรมราชโองการโปรดเกล้าโปรดกระหม่อมให้เจ้าพนักงานจัดเสวตฉัตร7 ชั้นกลางกั้นพระโกศพระราชทานเป็นเครื่องเฉลิมพระเกียรติยศให้ปรากฏสืบไปประกาศณวันที่13 มิถุนายน พุทธศักราช 2569 เป็นปีที่ 11 ในรัชกาลปัจจุบันด้วยเกล้าด้วยกระหม่อมขอเดชะ
The King graciously commanded Mr. Rattaya, Deputy Secretary General of the Cabinet, Secretary to the Cabinet, responsible for the Royal Scribes Division and Royal Decorations Division, to perform the duties of Royal Scribe and read the Royal Command proclaiming the conferment of Royal Honours. Majesties the King and Queen proceeded to place wreath before the royal urn. His Majesty the King proceeds to light incense sticks and candles on the 2-tiered golden worship tray in homage to the Buddha image representing the day of birth. His Majesty the King has now resumed his seat on the royal seat. The officials will now spread the ceremonial connecting cloth or prapusayong in preparation for the royal merit-making ceremony. Just early on, Deputy Secretary General of the Cabinet, Mr. Rattaya, performed the duties of royal scribe and read the royal command proclaiming the conferment of royal honors upon Her Royal Highness with the 70th umbrella of state befitting Her Royal Highness' significant contribution to the country and the monarchy. You can see early on that officials have invited 11 monks from among the total of 47 monks corresponding to the age of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati Krumlung Rajasharini Sripat Mahawajirarajatida to be seated at the monk seats. In a moment, His Majesty the King will proceed to present 11 sets of monks' robes for this first round. As a response, the monks will perform the funeral chanting. Prapusayong, or the ceremonial connecting cloth, is auspicious and is connected between the royal urn and the monk's platform, serve symbolically as a way of conveying the merit made by the offering of saffron robes to the monks by His Majesty the King to the royal urn of the royal remains of Her Royal Highness. You can see that the Prapusayong, the golden cloth, long strip of golden cloth, is being placed on top of another long piece of white cloth. This is to separate the Prapusayong from the surface of the monk's platform, as the Prapusayong is regarded as an auspicious item, and that also reflected in this picture where you can see Prapusayong being elevated by pedestals placed at intervals between the royal urn and the monk's platform. Receipt of the saffron robes, the congregation of monks performed the funeral chanting. Their Majesties the King and Queen will soon pour the water of dedication to spread the merit made to the deceased.
พัฒนมงคลพระชนมสุขทุกประการจงมีแด่สมเด็จบรมบพิตรพระราชสมภารเจ้าทั้งสองพระองค์ผู้ทรงพระคุณอันประเสริฐเวลานี้สมควรแล้วอาตมาภาพทั้งปวงขอถวายพระพรลาแด่สมเด็จบรมบพิตรพระราชสมภารเจ้าทั้งสองพระองค์ผู้ทรงพระคุณอันประเสริฐขอถวายพระพร
Following the presentation of the saffron robes, the monk performed the funeral chanting. Their Majesties the King and Queen then poured the water of dedication to spread the merit made to the deceased. The monks then offered the blessing of rejoicing, offered the Aduraic benediction, and offered farewell blessings. The 11 monks will now leave the hall, and officials will then invite 12 monks at a time for a total of 3 rounds to be seated on the monk seats. The congregation of monks is led by His Holiness the Supreme Patriarch and Abbot of Rajabapitsatit Mahasimaram Temple. Other members of the congregation include Somdet Pratirayan Muni, Abbot of Tep Surindrawat Temple, Somdet Praputthajan from Trimit Vidyaram Temple, Somdet Pramahavirabung from Rajabapitsatit Mahasimaram Temple, Somdet Pramaha Rachamongkol Muni from Trimit Vidyaram Temple, Somdet Pramaha Wachira Mangkalajan from Kapang Surin Temple of Trang Province, Somdet Pramaha Wachira Muniwong from Prasi Mahathat Temple, Praprom Dilok from Sampraya Temple, Prapom Moli from Paknam Temple, Prapom Siddhi from Saket Temple, Praprom Senabadi from Patum Kongka Temple. These are the monks' names, some of the monk names from among 47 monks attending this royal merit-making ceremony, corresponding to the age of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati Gromulung Rajasarini Sripat Mahavachira Rajatida. In the picture you can see Their Majesties the King and Queen taking their royal seat, accompanied on the left-hand side by Her Majesty Princess Manjakri Sarinthorn. second set of monks have now taken their seats on the monastic platform. Officials are now laying the long strip of white cloth in preparation for the laying of the Prapusayong, the ceremonial long cloth, regarded as being auspicious, serving as symbolic connection between the monastic platform and the royal urn, symbolically to convey the merit made by the offering of the saffron robes to the royal remains. Officials are now bringing forward the saffron robes in preparation for the royal presentation by His Majesty the King to the congregation of monks. You can see that in attendance are Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha, Her Royal Highness Princess Siriwanwari Narendiradebyavati, His Royal Highness Prince Tipankon Rasmi Chod Mahawati Rotamangul Sri Vipul Rajakuman, ท่านผู้หญิงอุบลรัตนราชกัญญาสิริวัฒนาปัณณวดี and other members of the royal family. Following the offering of the saffron robes, Sadapakorn, a royal memorial chanting, will be conducted. This is exclusively for the highest members of the monarchy. The monks will recite passages from the 7 treatises of the Abhidhamma, the profound Buddhist teachings on the nature of mind, consciousness, and ultimate truth. Monks will now be invited to take their monastic seats. This ceremony reflects a union of royal duty and spiritual devotion. This is a moment when the royal household, alongside the nation, pauses in solemn contemplation. Together they offer merits, express gratitude for the exemplary life of service, and pray for the peaceful, noble journey of the royal spirit. So Sadapakorn is not merely a ritual, it is an expression of love, continuity, and the enduring bond between the Thai people, the monarchy, and the Dharma. The third group of monks will now take their seats, comprising 12 monks coming from not only Bangkok but also other provinces throughout the kingdom. His Majesty the King will then present monk robes to this third group of monks, who will then perform the funeral chanting of Sadapakorn. You can also see the pouring of lustre water. This ceremonial water meticulously blessed by the Sangha represents the collective merit of an entire nation. As their majesties pour the water gently into the ceremonial vessel, it symbolizes the dedication of pure and boundless merit to the revered royal personage who has passed on. Every droplet carries a message of love and remembrance. Every ripple signifies a prayer for peace, liberation, and a noble transcendence beyond the impermanence of earthly life. So for this new group of monks, Prabhu Sayong are going to be unfolded and spread on the surface of the monastic platform to receive the offering of saffron robes from His Majesty the King. So the monks will chant blessings, ancient verses, echoing wisdom and compassion. In that harmonious resonance, the act of pouring of lustral water that we witness, performed by Their Majesties the King and Queen, to disseminate the merit made, becomes a bridge between worlds, the temporal and the eternal, the earthly and the celestial. This ritual embodies the essence of Buddhist belief that merit, when offered with sincerity, guides the spirit forward on its journey towards a realm of higher peace. So, in this solemn moment, the nation watches, the hearts of the people united in reverence as the lustral water flows, gently carrying with it a river of gratitude, a testament to a lifetime of grace, virtue, and unwavering devotion of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารนีสุริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา The heart of the kingdom grieves this solemn day. Its brightest royal light has passed away, yet her compassion shines through sorrow's veil, a radiant grace that never shall grow pale. Now to the heavenly realms she gently flies, beyond the clouds and far beyond the skies. Though from our mortal world she has withdrawn, her light shall live and guide the nation on. So this third group of monks have now chanted in response to the offering of the saffron robes with Sadapakon. Upon receiving the royal offerings of saffron robes or patrai from His Majesty the King, the congregation of venerable monks acknowledges this act of merit-making for the deceased by deliberating on the offered items and the meritorious intent of the monarch in disseminating the good deeds thus made to the deceased. Sadapakorn is a Thai word devised from Pali and Sanskrit for use in the case of members of royal family, equivalent to Bangsukun for the funeral of commoners. So during the royal funeral ceremonies, apart from the recitation of the Holy Scriptures, the chanting of Buddhist blessings, the preaching of a sermon, there's also another traditional religious ritual, the chanting of prayers for the deceased as a response to the offering of saffron robes to the monk, Sadapakorn. This is the hall of the Pratinang, Piman Rattaya, within the ground of the Grand Palace. Among the many roles fulfilled by Her Royal Highness, Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati, Princess, legal scholar, diplomat, humanitarian and public servant, perhaps one of the most touching was the role she cherished most deeply, that of a devoted daughter. Throughout her life, Her Royal Highness demonstrated profound love, respect and gratitude towards her parents. Those who observe her closely often witness not only the dignity and composure expected of a member of the royal family, but also the warmth, affection and devotion of a daughter whose bond with her parents remained strong throughout her life. From an early age, Her Royal Highness was guided by the virtues, the values of duty, compassion, discipline, and service. These values became the foundation upon which she built her life and dedicated herself to the welfare of others. Yet, despite her many responsibilities and international accomplishments, she never lost sight of the importance of family and filial devotion. Her Royal Highness often spoke of the guidance she received from her parents and the lessons that shaped her character. She carried those lessons into every aspect of her work and public service. The kindness she extended to others reflected the love she had known within her own family. The strength she demonstrated in times of challenge reflected the example set before her. The humility and grace that endeared her to so many were rooted in the values instilled in her from childhood. Her devotion was expressed not through words alone, but through actions. Whether carrying out royal duties on behalf of the royal family, supporting charitable initiatives inspired by family traditions of public service, or dedicating her talents to causes that would benefit the nation, Her Royal Highness consistently honored the values and principles that had guided her upbringing. The fourth group of monks, having chanted Sadapakorn in response to being offered the saffron robes by His Majesty the King. The officials are now taking away the pedestals and also the ceremonial cloth, the prapusayom, being folded back onto the tray just by the side of the royal urn. the 3 rounds of every 12 months have now been completed. And soon His Majesty the King will proceed past the members of the royal family and government officials in attendance to light incense sticks and candles at the worship stands before the platforms for the monks performing the Abhidhamma chanting on the eastern and western sides of Piman Rattaya throne hall. The relationship between Her Royal Highness and her beloved mother was particularly admired by many Thais. Their shared commitment to humanitarian service, especially through the Friends in Need of PAR Volunteers Foundation, reflected not only a common mission, but also a deep bond of mutual respect, affection, and dedication to helping those in need. Together, they brought comfort to countless disaster victims and inspired generations of volunteers throughout the kingdom. Her Royal Highness also carried the profound responsibility of serving the institution of the monarchy with unwavering loyalty and devotion.
โ ติ
Abhidhamma has been completed through 4 recitations. Officials will now invite one senior ecclesiastical dignitary who will offer the Adirek benediction and 8 monks who will perform the Dharma chanting to take their seats, and all are seated in readiness at the monastic platform. Officials will then spread the ceremonial connoting cloth or the Prabhusayo, and His Majesty the King will then proceed to present the monks' robes to the congregation of monks. The preaching, the chanting of the Abhidhamma had also taken a different rhyme rhythm from the usual. The rhythm had been specific with withdrawing of the sound, make it more melancholic, so-called royal rhythm. And this kind of praying is regarded as an ancient ritual carried out only in ancient royal temples, including Wat Bawar Nivet Vihan, Wat Mahathat Yuvarat Rangsarit, Wat Phra Chetupon Vimol Mangalaram, Wat Saket, Wat Prayut Wong Sawat, Wat Sutat Tevararam, Wat Rajasiddharam, Wat Prakang Kositaram, Wat Chakrawat Rajawat, and Wat Anungkaram, and had been handed down through generations only within the circle of monks of those particular temples. So these temples can be regarded as a source of the original teaching of the royal preaching. The particular one is Wat Rajasitharam, the residence of the first Supreme Patriarch of the Ratanakosin or Bangkok period. The monks who recite the Holy Scriptures or Abhidhamma have a specific honorific title of Prapititam. This honorific rank is bestowed upon only certain temples in the kingdom, and there are at present, as I mentioned, 10 temples. So the temples are also bestowed fans of rank for the title and monthly reimbursements. The chanting of Abhidhamma scriptures refer to a formal Buddhist ritual in which monks recite teachings from the Abhidhamma Pitaka, one of the three major divisions of the Pitaka or the Buddhist Pali Canon. The Abhidhamma contains deep analytical teachings about mind and mental processes, ethical states and mental qualities, the nature of reality or ultimate truth, and causality and how experiences arise. It is considered the most advanced and philosophical section of Buddhist scripture. In Thai royal tradition and in many Buddhist cultures, the chanting is believed to bring peace to the deceased. It reminds listeners of impermanence and the path to liberation. It supports the spiritual well-being of all who attend. For royal funerals in particular, Abhidhamma chanting symbolizes honor at the highest level of respect, blessing and merit dedicated to the royal person.
Upakapati Ichitang Patitang Tumhang Kipamewa Samichatu Sabhe Purentu Sankapa Janto Panaraso Yatha Mani Jontiraso Yatha Sapitiyo Thank you. โนสรังนาหิรุนังวาโตโกวายาวันยามปริเทวนานาตังเป็นตานามาตายะเอวังติตันติยันตโยอายัญจะโคนทางกินาตินาสังฆังมิสุปฏิทิตานิกรันตังนิตายาสัทธานาโสอุปการปันติโสยาติธรรมโมจายังนิทัสสิโตเป็นตานาปุจาจักตาอุราราภลันจะภิกขุธรรมโนปันตินังตุเมหิปุญญังปัสสุตังอนัมปกันติอติเรกวัสสสตังชีวัตตุอติเรกวัสสสตังชีวัตตุอติเรกวัสสสตังชีวัตตุทีคายุโกโหตุอโรโคโหตุทีคายุโกโหตุอโรโคโหตุสุขิโตโหตุปรเมนตมหาราชาสัปรมราชินีสิทธิกิจจังสิทธิกัมมังสิทธิลาโภชโยนิจจังปรเมนตมหาราชวรสะปรมราชินียาสหภวตุสัพพทางขอถวายพระพรภวตุสัมภมังกรังดังกันตุสัมปันเทวันตันสัพพปุญญานุภาเวนัสสัทธาโสติภวันตุเตภวันตุสัมภกลังรังกันตุสัมปันเทวันตันสัพพมานุภาเวนัสสัทธาโสติภวันตุเตภวันตุสัพพมังคลังรังกันตุสัมปันเทวันตันสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนัสสัทธาโสติภวันตุเต
Following the presentation of the saffron robes by His Majesty the King, the monks performed the funeral chanting of Sadapakorn. Their Majesties the King and Queen then poured the water of dedication. The monks then offered words of rejoicing, offered the Adorate benediction, and offered farewell blessings before departing from the hall. Vacharadilok from Sutat Tevararam Temple was the one who presented the direct benediction. His Majesty the King proceeded to the worship temple table before the Buddha image representing the day of birth. He paid homage. He receives the salute of those in attendance. Their Majesties the King and Queen, accompanied by Her Royal Highness Princess Siriwanwari Narirat Rajakanya, His Royal Highness Prince Tipankon Rasubishod Mahawachiro Tamangkun Siri Wibun Rajakuman will now depart from the Piman Rattaya throne hall. So for the monks chanting the Abhidhamma, for the first platform, they are honorific monks coming from Rajasiddharam Temple, and for the second platform, the four monks come from Sutatthepararam Temple. Today, although Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารินีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา has passed away, the legacy of her gracious benevolence continues to be reflected in the lives of countless people, including inmates, former inmates, their families, and members of the public who have benefited from her many royal initiatives. The Thai people respectfully remember Her Royal Highness with profound sorrow and deep gratitude for her immeasurable benevolence. Throughout her lifetime, she devoted her strength, intellect, and compassion to improving the quality of life of the people in every dimension until the final days of her life. May Her Royal Highness rest in eternal peace, and may her memory forever remain in the hearts of the Thai people. Here are the royal decorations and royal utensils befitting the status of Her Royal Highness being displayed on tables surrounding the platforms where the royal urn is situated. The royal urn of Her Royal Highness, royal remain, has the 70th umbrella of state hanging above, befitting the royal status of Her Royal Highness. May I present a poem in honor of Her Royal Highness. O Princess Bajrakitiyabha, bright and fair, whose grace and virtue fill the air, the people's joy, the nation's pride, a constant light, a faithful guide. Your noble works still never fade. In every heart your mark is laid. Through every town your memory stays, a shining lamp through future days. Like a precious diamond born on high, your journey now beyond the sky, to heavenly halls of peace above, surrounded by eternal love. We have mentioned about the role of Her Royal Highness as a daughter with complete devotion to her family, to her royal parents. The relationship between Her Royal Highness and her beloved mother was particularly admired by many Thais, and their shared commitment to humanitarian service, especially through the Friends in Need of PAR Volunteers Foundation, reflected not only a common mission, but also a deep bond of mutual respect, affection, and dedication to helping those in need. Together, they brought comfort to countless disaster victims and inspired generations of volunteers throughout the kingdom. Her Royal Highness also carried the profound responsibility of serving the institution of the monarchy with unwavering loyalty and devotion. In fulfilling countless duties in support of the royal family and the nation, she exemplified the highest ideals of filial respect, duty, and gratitude. Today, as Thailand mourns her passing, we remember not only her public achievements, but also the deeply personal qualities that define her character. We remember a daughter who honored her parents through his life of service. We remember a woman whose accomplishments never diminish her humility, and whose devotion to family remained a constant source of strength and inspiration. In an age when success is often measured by personal achievement, Her Royal Highness reminded us that some of life's greatest virtues are love, gratitude, loyalty, and devotion to those who have nurtured and guided us. May Her Royal Highness forever be remembered as a devoted daughter whose life brought honor to her family, inspiration to her nation, and hope to all who had the privilege of knowing her example. With deepest respect and gratitude, we honor her memory. May Her Royal Highness rest in eternal peace, embraced by the love that she so generously shared throughout her life. Behind the public image of a distinguished princess, accomplished legal scholar, diplomat and humanitarian, was a loving elder sister who embraced her family with affection, loyalty, and unwavering support. Throughout her life, Her Royal Highness exemplified the values of family unity, mutual respect, and selfless care that have long been cherished within the royal family. As the eldest sibling, Her Royal Highness naturally assumed a role of guidance and encouragement. To those who observed the royal family, often saw a relationship marked by genuine affection, trust, and mutual admiration, a bond strengthened by shared responsibilities, common values, and a profound sense of duty to the nation. Although each member of the royal family pursued distinct paths of service, they remained united by a common commitment to the welfare of the Thai people. Her Royal Highness took great pride in the achievements and contributions of her younger brother and sister, just as they admired her dedication, intellect, and compassion. Their relationship reflected not only family ties, but also a partnership in service to the nation. Now we have close study of the great royal urn of the royal remains of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารินีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา With all the adornment beautifully carved and decorated in Thai style, with the overhanging 7-tiered white umbrella of state. And here's the outside of Piman Rattaya throne hall within the ground of the Grand Palace. So the guards of honor are in readiness to bid farewell and to pay salutation to Their Majesties the King and Queen. Piman Rattaya Throne Hall is situated to the south of the Sit Mahaprasad Throne Hall within the western section of the Mahamuntian Group inside the Grand Palace complex. It is connected to the Sit Mahaprasad Throne Hall by a structure known as the Mukrasan or Connecting Pavilion. The Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall is where the royal remains of Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, is being placed there, lying in state. King Rama I commanded the construction of Piman Rattaya Throne Hall simultaneously with Dusit Mahaprasad Throne Hall during the establishment of Bangkok as the capital of the Rattanakosin Kingdom. The building was intended to serve as the royal sleeping chamber when the king resided within the Grand Palace. The throne hall is a white masonry structure elevated above the ground level and surrounded by verandas on three sides. The guards of honor are now paying salutation to Their Majesties. roof of the throne hall consists of 3 diminishing tiers in traditional Thai architectural style and is covered with glazed roof tiles. The roof is adorned with traditional decorative elements including shaw fa, Bairaka, Hang Hum, Nak Sadung and Cheung Chai. Been watching the live telecast of the ceremony since late afternoon today to convey the royal remains of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารินีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา from Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, the Thai Red Cross Society, to Piman Rattaya Throne Hall, the Grand Palace in Bangkok. And later followed by the royal merit-making ceremony on the first day following the passing of Her Royal Highness, held at Piman Rattaya Throne Hall within the ground of the Grand Palace. Television Pool Thailand would like to thank all viewers for kindly watching this live program. Please join us for our next telecast of the royal merit-making ceremony for the royal remains of Her Royal Highness Princess Bajrakitiyabha Narendiradebyavati กรมหลวงราชสารินีสิริพัฒน์มหาวชิรราชธิดา tomorrow June the 14th 2026 starting at approximately 18:50 hours Thai time. Your narrator has been Captain Dr. Yongyut Mayalab from Bangkok, Thailand. สวัสดีครับ Goodbye.
พระบรมราชานุญาตให้ดำเนินการถ่ายทอดสดในการเสด็จพระราชดำเนินช่วงค่ำเช่นเดียวกันค่ะสำหรับการถ่ายทอดสดในวันนี้หมดเวลาลงแต่เพียงเท่านี้ค่ะคุณยาสุวิเศษศักดิ์คุณวีรศักดิ์ขอบเขตดิฉันสายสวรรค์ขยันยิ่งผู้บรรยายภาพภาษาอังกฤษร้อยเอกนายแพทย์ยงยุทธ มัยราบในนามของทีมงานโทรทัศน์รวมการเฉพาะกิจแห่งประเทศไทยหมด